Hi, Paul Gorney from Luxury Living in Chicago. Today I'm taking a really close look at East Wilmette, Illinois. So Wilmette, Illinois is one of the most popular places to live in the Chicago area when it comes to being close to downtown and highly ranked schools, close to the lake, a lot of great things, but the eastern part is very specific in a lot of the pros and cons. So I just want to take a look at that today. And behind me is a home that was just built. Take a quick look here. So this home was just completed and just closed for $2.35 million, which is an absolute record for this part of Wilmette. This east part of Wilmette. It's on a very deep lot. Somebody owned one home here before, a small home on a huge lot, and I helped them actually go to the village, have it subdivided, and then they were able to, partition it off to two separate lots here, and they're building another home here for around the same price, and then they just completed this one over here. So very large home, but unbelievable price, really. $2.35 million is unbelievable for this part of the area. So when you're looking in Wilmette or on the North Shore here, just reach out, text, call, email. No question too small. If you need any help, been around here for 30 years. Absolute pro in this area, so just reach out anytime you need it. So looking at East Wilmette, though, you have to look at the knockdowns that are going on, like behind me, the homes that have been knocked down. And then another thing you want to look at, the cobblestone streets. Not every street has them, but many of the streets in eastern Wilmette have the cobblestone. And first question people ask typically is people are always asking, how do they plow the streets? How do the blocks not get chipped? All these types of things, which are great questions, but amazingly enough, even have spoken to the snow truck drivers myself, they don't have any issue. These blocks are tough. They get the streets plowed. It's really no big issue at all. So the other thing to keep in mind here that's very particular to East Wilmette is there's a lot of homes. There's a lot of homes that are, been here forever, been here 100 years or more, and are, kind of average size homes. And then the knockdowns are happening on some of the lots that are big enough, and they will just put really large, expensive homes in there. So you can buy homes, much less money, spend much less money on a home in the neighborhood, if you like, on a smaller lot, and get some pretty good options. The other thing that's very specific to East Wilmette is you can walk to the CTA train. You can walk to the lake, you can walk to the Metro train, which is the commuter train downtown Chicago. The convenience of walking to these three things is just a massive thing. Very, very popular with people. And the other thing you can walk to is all the Northwestern athletic events. Basketball, football, baseball, soccer is about another mile away. But you can walk to all these things, and they have family nights, stretching with the cats, where the kids can stretch with the football players, meet them, get autographs. A lot of fun stuff. So very cozy, tucked by the lake. Aside from the newer homes, there are definitely a lot of older homes that cost, a good amount of money compared to other parts of Wilmette or other close by suburbs. Drafty, older homes, as I like to call them sometimes, that if they were in other parts of the country would, be just kind of very run-of-the-mill. but I guess it's the location here that makes them so desirable. And you know, people will put additions on and do nice renovations, but there's many that are, you know, just very typical, been slightly improved over the years, and are just old homes in a nice spot. So because it's close to the lake, you know, on one side is the lake, there's very limited demand, limited area here. So when people are going to sell a home that can be knocked down, currently there's just a ton of interest from potential developers. And I'll show you another home just completed. Home was really in disrepair. Couldn't really be salvaged very well, so it was purchased here. And you know, beautiful new home going up. You know, wider lot than normal, and you know, again, very nice street with the mature trees, which is another trademark of East Wilmette. And then, you know, more cobblestone and a mix of newer homes and older homes. So aside from walking to the lake, walking to a lot of things, you can walk to downtown or restaurants, you can walk to the grocery store. So that's where, you know, the niceness of, you know, the convenience of the neighborhood comes in, and people really like it quite a bit. You know, like I said, there's tons of great areas, but you know, the walkability is really a key thing when you get east of Green Bay Road, and you know, there's just really very little inventory, very little land available, so everybody is kind of, you know, will start to be looking for the same thing and have a lot of you know, interest. Believe it or not, this is not a completely new home. It was a smaller home and was just massively added on to. Actually 2 rounds. The first person didn't complete it very well, sold it to somebody else, and then they added on to it. And then right next door you have your kind of typical home on a big lot. This home could be a great add-on candidate one day. One of the funnier things that people talk about in the neighborhood is Uber drivers are just freaked out, hate driving around here because the cobblestone streets, they don't understand them. They've asked why they're like this, and they're kind of wavy a little bit too, so it's not exactly like a flat street. So not only do they have stones, but they're a little wavy. So good thing is they kind of slow people down just naturally, and you know, give a little character to the neighborhood. But yeah, Uber drivers definitely are they go really slow because they don't know what's going on. It's kind of funny, actually. Okay, there's a lot to walk to, and there's sidewalks everywhere. Another thing to walk to are the private schools and the public schools, up to grade 4 for public, and the private schools all the way K through 8. So this is something that's another attraction. In addition to, Halloween is just amazingly popular. It's kind of a natural candy ground around here, where a lot of people will come, and it's kind of the main spot to go trick-or-treating. You can see some of the kind of curved, windy streets with the cobblestones. Kind of a street here that just kind of circles around. Definitely gives it some interest. So north, in an area called the Cage, just about a mile north, the lots are bigger, the homes are a little bit bigger, and the prices can go up quite a bit. They typically, for the new construction, are around 2.1, 2.3, 2.5, you know, depending on the house, the developer, the size. But there's homes that sell for 3 million plus, and then more even. All the people around here go to one public school if that's their choice, if they have kids, and that's Central School. And then there's one street in the Cage that the northern side of that street will go to Sears School, which feeds into Kenilworth. So it's basically everyone from Kenilworth and then one side of one street in Wilmette. So something to be aware of. Want to know that before you go moving in. Definitely something to be aware of too with the older area, cobblestone streets. When there's a torrential storm, I mean a really big storm, many times there's spots in the neighborhood that get flooded as far as the streets go. Not that, well, any home could get water, but that's not a typical thing. But what it is the streets get some pretty huge ponding or laking, and you know, a couple times people have been out in like rafts that you'd have in the summer for a pool, but typically, you know, you got to find another way to go until the village gets it cleared up a little bit. But that's only in really extreme situations. And again, a little bit more on the East Wilmette side, kind of older, you know, side of town, and you know, it can happen sometimes. You have questions about the particular possibilities in Eastern Wilmette, things off market, questions, anything you need, just give a call. Know it like the back of my hand for the last 30 years, and can help you with whatever you need.